So this is a little warm-up sequence that is very basic, and it starts on the floor and it just kind of brings you from the floor to your feet. No equipment necessary, 10-15 minutes tops, just a really good way to mobilize and wake up the body. Before a session, in the morning, even if you're just taking a break from your day. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on our belly, and you're just going to start with anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing. So you can pause the video or do your breathing first and then come back to the video. But you're going to lie on your belly and just rest your forehead in your hands like this. And just relax your feet. And what I'd like you to do is breathe in and out through the nose. And just breathe into the belly and see if you can feel the expansion coming all the way around your belly. So not just the front of the belly expanding into the floor, but the sides and then even into the back. Once you've spent a little bit of time there, you're going to reach your arms over your head. I'd like you to lift your head and look over your left shoulder. Your legs are dead weight. I want you to pretend you can't move your legs. Reach your left arm up, follow with your gaze. Look in the direction where you want to go, and you're going to pull yourself all the way over onto your back. From there, you're going to lift your head and look beyond the right armpit on the floor. Reach the left arm across the body. Remember, legs are dead weight. You're just going to pull yourself over back onto your back. Do the same on the other side. Lift the head. Look over the right shoulder, right arm. Pulls you over onto your back. Look left. And pull. Right. Waking up the spine. I keep landing on my hair. Might shimmy a little bit on the floor. Once you've done 3 to 5, with the upper body, you're going to begin with the lower body. So the arms are dead weight now. I'm going to lift my head up. I'm going to lift my left leg up. My arms are dead weight. I'm going to pull myself over onto my back. And then same goes. Pull across. Left leg pulls me over onto my belly. Right leg lifts. Pulls me onto my back. Right leg lifts across. Pulls me onto my belly. I'm just going to do a few upper body rolls and a few lower body rolls, just waking up the body, waking up the spine. And then I'd like you to end up on your back, where we're going to connect either the wrist, the forearm, or the elbow to the knee, and the opposite arm is overhead and the opposite leg is out straight. You could also press your hand into your knee as well if this is too hard for you to reach. Okay, so from there, I'm going to keep the connection of my wrist, forearm, or elbow to knee. I'm going to lift my head. I'm going to look towards the left and roll all the way over onto one side. From there, I'm going to look over my right shoulder. I'm trying to keep that connection as I roll all the way back over onto my right. Once I reach there, I lift my head. I look in the direction where I want to go. I'm trying not to use momentum, and I'm not separating these two. All the way across. So you're going to start to really feel the core light up here. Try not to use momentum. Try not to push off of the floor. Push the elbow into the knee into the elbow, all the way across. Good. and then you'll switch sides. So now we're going to connect left elbow, forearm, or wrist to right knee. Right arm is overhead, and left leg is out straight. From there, I'm going to lift my head, look in the direction where I want to go. So I'm looking all the way to the right. Once I get onto my right hip, I lift my head, I look over the left shoulder. I try not to push off the floor. I keep this connection, and I roll. And look up. I connect. You're probably going to reach a point where you feel like things are not moving. Push more into this. Wherever you're at, you're going to start to feel things light up here. Good. One more. Very nice. And then all the way back onto the back. Then what you're going to do is just bring the hands onto the shins, and we're just going to rock onto the spine. So keep the spine nice and rounded. You're going to go from the shoulder to the feet. This might feel more comfortable on a mat. Couple rolls. And then once you've done that a few times, just come forward onto the hands and knees and just spread the fingers wide and bring the knees right underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under, and then with a neutral spine, we're just going to rock forward and back. So we're keeping the arms straight, the upper arms are externally rotated so you can see the elbow pit is kind of pointing forward. Crown of the head is tall. And we're maintaining a little bit of containment there in the core. Let's just start to move it into a circle. All the way around, just feeling out the edges of your fingerprints, loading into the wrists, mobilizing the hips and just coming back onto the weight of the ball of the foot. So you're also waking up the feet. Switch directions. Nice, good. And then we're just going to do another little spinal mobilization where we widen the hands, widen the knees, and you're going to almost imagine that the spine is a skipping rope moving laterally. So you're going to bend the arms, bring the chest towards the floor, arch the back. As you straighten the arms, flex or round the back. So go through that kind of spinal wave, allowing the hips to move, the shoulder blades to move, the elbows to bend. There's no really right or wrong to this. We're just mobilizing the spine, the shoulders, and the hips. And then just switch directions. Nice. Good. And then just come all the way back in to about hip distance apart. And then from here, we'll just take the feet up and back, or take the hips up and back, and just pedal your feet out a little bit. So bend one knee as you release the opposite heel down towards the floor. Just releasing the calves and the hamstrings and the Achilles. And then we're just going to bring your right leg forward. So if you need to, you can use the hand to just kind of get it there. Just shift the back leg back and widen your foot so it's on the outside of your hand. And we'll just start to circle the hip here. So you're keeping the crown of the head tall. You're thinking about lifting or reaching with the sternum as you mobilize ankle and knee and hip. And just go in both directions there. Nice. Good. And then let's just come down onto the back knee. Heel toe the right foot in, and then just ground that hip down. So I'm going to face you for this just so you can see we're trying to keep the hip points forward, and we're going to circle the arm, the left arm. all the way around. Try not to move the spine. So holding tension there in the core and then switching directions. 3. Biggest circle you can draw. 2. Last 1. Good. And then just bring that hand down. Bring your right hand down again. And then just come back into your downward dog. I'll show you from the other hip from this side. So just pedaling out your feet. And then just stepping forward with the left leg. A little wider than the shoulder or the hip. And then just circling here. So you could even have the hand right on the foot if you like. All the way around and then switching directions. Good. And then just bring the right knee down and then heel toe the left foot in. So I'll show you this one from the side as well. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm aiming to ground the left hip down, keep the right toes tucked under, squeeze my glutes, my pelvis is neutral, and I'm going to circle the right arm up and around. Trying not to move my spine, so I'm going as controlled as I can for 3, for 4, make sure you're nice and grounded, for 5, and then switching directions, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, all the way up and around. So from there, plant the hand, take the feet back again, pedal out the feet, downward dog. And then just widen your stance to about a squat stance, and then just walk your hands in towards your feet or your feet in towards your hands, and you'll find yourself in a squat. And then from here, we're just going to circle the edges of the feet. So you're just kind of feeling the edges of your feet as you go around. And then just switch directions. I'll show you from the front. Sounds like they're doing construction upstairs. It's perfect timing. My cat's freaked out. Okay, so from here, guys, we're just going to do a little pulsing in and out. Outer arms into the inner thighs. Good. And then just seeing if we can do this without the assistance of the upper arm. So bringing your hands forward, squeezing your glutes, and relax. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good, last one. Nice. Bring the hands behind you to support you there, and then we're just going to work a little external and internal rotation of the hip. So for external rotation, we're going to keep the hands planted behind us, the shoulders are over the wrists, the chest is proud. We're going to rotate on the ball of the foot for 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to do 10, 11, and then just a little pause on that last rep. Back in. Same side, or same thing on the other side. Two more. Rotating at the ball of the foot. Last one, you're just going to pause there and switch. And so we'll come back to the right, and now we'll work internal rotation. Sometimes I find internal rotation can be good here, or rotating on the ball of the foot. So you choose whatever kind of feels right for your hip. pausing there. And then switching to the other side. And then back. So let's come back to squat. Okay, so if you have a deep squat and you don't need to elevate your heels, then from here what we can work is from a loaded position, external rotation either with the elbow, the forearm, or the wrist. So you're going to work 5 reps here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I'd like you to try 5 without the assistance of the arm in that loaded squat position. And on the last one, a little pause. And then switching to the other side, again, elbow, forearm, hand, not forcing, assisting, guiding. And then seeing if we can get that range without the arm for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we're going to work internal rotation from a loaded position as well. Definitely not forcing this one. For those of you who don't have a deep squat yet, and this is too intense, little pause here. You can skip this part. This is something you can work towards. I've got a bigger squats, longer, more intense squat sequence that I have available, and you can search for that or ask me about that. Good. And then we're just going to pause here. Good. Squeeze the glutes. Keep that weight in the distribution in all 4 corners of the feet. Drive the hips up. Whew. Good. And then from here, we're just going to circle the hips. As you circle the hips, I'd like you to focus both on the movements of the pelvis. I'll show you from the side. So when you come forward, tuck your pelvis under, tuck your pelvis under. When you come back, stick your butt out. So posterior pelvic tilt and an anterior pelvic tilt as you go around. Circling the hips and just getting into the edges of your circle as well as the front and back. Just going in both directions. So there you go, there you have it. We've kind of taken the body through most of its major joints and mobilized them all the way from the ground to the feet. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care.